The Commanders are on the verge of something huge. In today's video, we're going to be discussing new details revolving around the ongoing contract negotiations of Terry McLaurin and the Washington Commanders, and how there's only two true options, either pay or trade. I'm your host, Azael Mejia, with Commanders Digest, reporting everything all Washington Commanders, offseason, regular season, and everything between. So if you want to be caught up to date, everything Commanders, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Man of the hour, man of the offseason. This man has a lot of eyes on him. If you've been living under a rock or haven't seen the last video, go watch it after this one. Scary Terry has requested a trade from the Washington Commanders. He's just seen every request a trade. And a lot of fans, I'm not saying are fooled, but a lot of fans are going, oh, he wants out. He's going to be done. He's going to go here. He's going to go there. I mean, there's some rumors here and there, but we're going to be breaking down in this video how people are blowing it out of proportions, and it's more so just a business tactic than actually happening. And he may be closer to resigning than we think. Believe it or not, I've done the research for you, so you don't have to. We got the quotes, we got the stats. We're going to be breaking it down. But before we do that, if you're a new watcher, new viewer to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because we do have a subscriber goal trying to hit 500. Yeah, 500 subscribers by week 1 of the NFL season. Game 1 for the Commanders is 4 weeks away. We're getting closer and closer. I mean, based on when you're watching this video, the first preseason game is about to be right here. But when we are officially back, official in 4 weeks and some change. So what's the best notification to get then? Scary Terry resigns. So if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Now, if you're a returning viewer, you can also help, because 87.5 of y'all who are watching the videos are not subscribed. That's crazy. How are you going to watch videos and not subscribe? It's for the free skis. It doesn't charge you nothing, and it takes like 2 seconds. You can legit subscribe while you're watching the video. That's how easy it is. But back to the man of the hour, Scary Terry. If you've seen the videos, we've made a ton of them. You can watch the whole roller coaster fiasco throughout the whole offseason. Is that we thought deals were done, ink to paper, yada, yada, yada. Then radio silence. From radio silence, you don't hear from each other for weeks. And then now we're teeter-tottering between numbers. I've seen some numbers thrown around here and there, but there hasn't been any reliable sources. Nonetheless, we're not going to report anything that's not reliable. So, but we've seen some numbers. There's some numbers being thrown around, and it may be, as the season about to start, we may be close to getting that deal signed, ink to paper. We're going to be breaking it down. We got some quotes, like I said. We're going to be pulling them up right here. First, from Albert Breer from Sports Illustrated, saying the Commanders to this point have shown zero desire to trade McLaurin. Same goes for the Cowboys with Micah Parsons. And despite the trade request, I'm told neither team has any plans to change course on that, but that the request will likely do is prompt incoming calls. W quote by Albert, L reading by me, and we're going to be breaking down how it's similar to the Cowboys, but it's not the same. And what I mean by that, you've seen Scary Terry come out and do interviews. He wants to be in the DMV. He wants to be in Washington. He started his career here. He wants to continue his career here. And he really feels a love from his teammates, from the fans. And like I said, this is similar to the Cowboy situation, but not the same, because I know for one thing, we're not Cowboys Digest here. If you want to go check them out, you can. But Scary Terry didn't screenshot the 3 pages of notes saying he doesn't want to be here. He doesn't feel respected. Yada. Now, I'm saying there's similar situation, but I think they're gonna have different outcomes. I do believe, for my official opinion, Micah Parsons, I think he does get traded, because that relationship is going sour. If you know Jerry Jones, if you know, you know. But I feel like there is a better relationship when it goes on between Scary Terry, Adam Peters, Joe Harris, which we will mention in a little bit. But like I said, both teams as of right now, they have no desire to trade their star players. They want to get a deal done. They just need to come up with the numbers. We've talked about it before. Everything that football brings, the joy, the emotions, the stories. But at the end of the day, the NFL is a business, and it just gets messy when you're dealing with the business, when you're dealing with the money side. And all the millionaires want to be penny pinching right now. So I'm going to just leave it like that. But as of right now, McLaurin, but also Micah Parsons, there's no desire to trade them. We're going to be breaking down this other quote as well from Caleb Skinner from Sports Illustrated that gives you better details on why players do this, and why I'm saying that just because a trade will request, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's not rare for a player to demand a trade only to ultimately get what he was asking for from his current organization. And that is where things seems headed here with McLaurin, as his request was likely to force the hand of the front office. W quote by Caleb Skinner. We mentioned it in the last video. This is more so of a business tactic from McLaurin's team to get the ball rolling, to put the pressure on the front office. The ball is on their court. It's a different sport, but you get what I mean. The pressure's on the front office. They're trying to match energy. McLaurin's team's like, okay, you want to keep playing these games? We're going to push it. We're going to push it to the next limit, push it to the next benchmark, and that's request a trade. Now, the front office has to respond back. Give the call, get the talks going, because, like I said, we're only 4 weeks away from game one, and it's safe to assume just because McLaurin has been in this league, you know, a vet in this league, I'm pretty sure he wants to get warmed up. I don't know the situation. I do know the connection between him and JD5 is fine, but I don't know how much practice they're getting done off camera, because on camera they're not getting. I could be wrong. They could be practicing a ton, but you know what I mean. And not the same when you're not practicing with the whole team. So in order to get that rust off, because he's probably gonna come in rusty when playing with all these players. The more time you get to practice, the better you are. You're gonna be in those game time situations. Now, I'm going to preface this. There's a Fat Daddy quote coming, but it's right here. Another one by Caleb Skinner. I promise. You can read along. I'm going to read it for you. We're going to be breaking it down. McLaurin is one of the most consistent wideouts in the league, and despite turning 30 years of age this season, he's still producing at a high level. If the Commanders want to continue their Super Bowl contending window and maximize quarterback Jayden Daniels' talents, it will be wise for senior leadership to ante up and pay McLaurin rather than trade him. McLaurin, who has been getting fined $50,000 every practice he misses, has shown up to camp a few times to sign autographs and connect with his teammates. He seems in a positive mood, so one can assess that something is in the works for him to return shortly with a lofty paycheck in hand. W quote by Caleb Skinner. W reading by me, because I was scared I was going to mess up. But we're going to break it down. From the first sentence, McLaurin is one of the most consistent wideouts in the league. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say, casual or diehard NFL fan, Commanders fan, McLaurin is not only one of the most consistent wideouts in the franchise, in the Commanders uniform, but in the league. Consistent 1,000-yard seasons with, I'm pretty sure no one can match the fact that he's gotten multiple 1,000-yard seasons with, I believe at this point, 13 different quarterbacks. He's played with 13 different quarterbacks. Who has come close to that? No one has. And like I said, we mentioned it before, 30. The 30 is the demon number at this point. Not the magical number, it's the opposite, because his contract year happens to be the same year he turns 30 in September. We talked about it before. Wide receivers, once they hit that 30 mark, the stats start declining. You see a noticeable dip in their stats. I'm not saying next season he's going to be straight garbage, straight trash, but you're going to see it. You're going to see it. There's no doubt the stats are there. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So I'm pretty sure that's a big reason why they're discussing these numbers and how it can't get done. And I'm not saying that. I keep telling everybody, I'm not saying it, but Super Bowl contending window. I'm going to just leave it like that. And they're right. To maximize Jayden Daniels' potential, you need one of the best wide receivers in the league, Scary Terry, to be in your corner, because you see how dynamic they play together just one season. Imagine what they could do. Imagine how good they can be with that connection, with better time, with more time. Better connection is gonna be evolved between these. If you thought they were good last year, they're definitely gonna just break new ceilings, new barrier this upcoming season. We love to see it, and McLaurin has been showing up to practices here and there. I know it's more than likely due because he doesn't want to get fined that $50,000, but he's showing up. He's signing autographs. He's talking with the teammates, and I want to bring up this point because if you've seen the recent videos with him in practice, there was one where he was chit-chatting with not only Mama Daniels, Jayden Daniels' mom, Mama Daniels, but he was also chit-chatting with Joe Harris, the boss of his boss. Joe Harris, the boss of Adam Peters, one of the owners of the Commanders, obviously. He was chit-chatting with him. Now, I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume if you have a huge desire to leave the team, I don't want to be giving off that I don't want to be here energy, I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume you wouldn't be talking to the head honcho. You would not be talking to him. Like I said, at the end of the day, this requested trade is more so just a business move to get the ball more rolling, because Game 1 is just around the corner. You want to have Scary Terry practicing as much as possible. You want him to be in that Commanders uniform Game 1. Like I said, if anything breaks with all this situation, once we get the notification that Scary Terry resigns, you know it's gonna be broken down here on the channel. If anything breaks within the atmosphere of the Commanders, you know it's gonna be covered here. I'm Azael Mejia with Commander Digest, and I'll see you in the next video.